Hey everybody, it's Jock. Welcome. This is Kinesiology 320, Exercise and Sports Psychology. This class looks at the connection between the body, the mind, and everything in between. It's about optimal performance. It's about being able to focus. It's about going beyond previously perceived limits. It's about really knowing yourself. One of my big hopes for this class is that it will be about personal transformation for those who take it. We're going to study incredible athletes and how they're able to break things down, do incredibly complex things, and make them look easy. We're going to study flow psychology. We'll start the semester looking broadly at some of the foundational principles of exercise and sports psychology, but then we'll quickly move to an individual level where you can look at your own personality. From there, we'll look at things like anxiety, arousal. We'll move out from sort of looking at the self and performance into working with groups, group dynamics, teams, cohesion, leadership, communication, diversity, and inclusion. And then we'll finish out the semester with a closer look at wellness and how sports and exercise are a really critical and vital part of wellness and overall health, longevity, happiness. We will take a deeper dive into some of the more focused areas of performance at the end of the semester, and then we'll also finish out with a research and information capstone paper. I will give you more of that in a second. So yeah, here's one of my favorite things. Swimming holes, cliff jumping. I don't think, I've probably been about half that height. Alright, I want to keep this video somewhat short, so I'm going to transition. And let's move over to looking at the class more closely. So I'm actually teaching two sections of the class, and one is a 3 hour, or actually it's going to be 2 hour, or hour and a half, more or less, once a week class, and the other is broken up into two chunks. But here's what I want to tell you is that there is essentially a 5-day rotation in each of the classes, and that if you look at it more closely, on day 1, I will be posting a micro video lecture like the one I'm giving you right now. Then day 2, you will review the chapters or chapter that's being assigned. And you can then respond to the text chapter questions. I'll also have students presenting material from some of the chapters later in the semester. I'll be presenting earlier, and so there'll be some PowerPoints and so forth. There may be a video connected to the material as well to watch on day 2, and then day 3, you are going to respond to the free write assignment and post that, which is a reflection assignment. It's a short 1-pager and a question from what we're studying that week that you're to reflect on. And there'll also be a quiz on day 3. And then day 4, you are going to look at some of the posts from your peers as far as what they wrote for the free write and respond. And then on day 5, we'll have our weekly Zoom class, which for one of the groups will be Wednesdays from 4 essentially to 5:45, and for the other group we'll be meeting on Mondays for day 3 for 50 minutes, and then on Wednesdays for 50 minutes. So that is our schedule. All right, and here's the schedule for the Monday, Wednesday group that meets twice a week. And so just to contrast, you've got lecture at day 1, and day 2 is the same assignment. The difference is on day 3 that we will also have class on Monday morning, and then on day 5 as well. And the quiz will be bumped from day 3 to day 4. So those are the schedules for the 2 different classes, the 5-day rotation. Another thing I wanted to say about that is I'm not including the weekend days. These are just weekday days. But essentially, the day that your class meets is typically day 5. And that is a indication or symbolically showing you that this is a flipped classroom. And I'm hoping and expecting that you will arrive each day that we have a class with the readings done, the review questions done, the reflection done, and we'll be able to apply and really work with the theory and, bring it more to a practical level. So it's a flipped class. I expect you to read and come prepared. I want to show you the textbook. I am going to be sourcing from this one here, the 7th edition of the Gould and Weinberg Sports and Exercise Psychology text. What I want you to know, though, is this 7th edition is not that different from the 6th. So the 5th, 6th, or 7th will work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be posting chapters 1 and 2, which will give you some time to acquire the textbook. And just so you know, those are 2 of the chapters that are different between the 7th and the 6th and 5th. The 6th and 5th have chapters 1 and 2 all in just one chapter. So what I'm trying to say is you can order the 6th and 5th because I'm going to include chapters 1 and 2 that are different from the 7th in a PDF. And I'll also include a chapter that's not included in the 5th and 6th, but is in the 7th later around diversity and inclusion. I'll also be including a picture of the questions page in edition 7 for our assignments. And so you can draw from those if you have the 6th and 5th. So if you want to save some money, you can order the 6th and 5th. Or you can also rent the 7th. I know that's considerably less. So that is our textbook. The place you're going to find the mind map is back in our class folder. If you go to the home page on this left-hand margin, it's kind of a key area for getting to different items in the course. The welcome page just quickly again has the syllabus, the schedule, the 5-day rotation, and some info about me. It also includes a link to my office when you meet with me. And lastly, to get to class for Zoom, this left-hand icon here that says Zoom will get you directly into our Zoom meeting. And again, one of the classes, that's Wednesday afternoon. It's at 4 until about 5:30, 5:45, and then the second class is going to be Wednesdays in the morning, 9 to 10 or 9 to 9:50, and then Mondays, 9 to 9:50. So the thing I want to show you now is this class content tab, and when we open that up, we get to, and you'll see that in the class content, I've got things organized by weekly modules. And so let's just dive into week 1. And if you're wondering what things you're supposed to do, I've got action items listed here at the very top. So week 1 are going to arrive in class, get acquainted. In this case, it's Wednesdays. And do double check which class you're in. Secondly is we're going to be reviewing the syllabus, and I want you to do that as well on schedule and really read through it. You have some time to get the textbook and read chapter 1, which is also posted here. You'll see we've got chapter 1 down here. The chapters here, a picture of the page with the questions from the chapter, as well as telling you which questions to answer, which on page 13 are going to be 1, 3, and 5, as well as critical thinking question number 2. And then you're going to submit your responses. You just upload your Word document right here into Turnitin, and then I can grade it there and it'll end up in your grade book. I've posted a video that I want you to watch around posture, and we'll probably be talking about that during class. And then I've got a little section on what's next. The reason I came to this page is I want to open this document that is my mind map. Here's our class, sports and exercise psychology, kinesiology 320. And we essentially have 3 clusters. The light green is the career development track. The red is really the core of the class, which is the theory and academic side of sport and exercise psychology. And then the blue is a writing proficiency, and this is a writing intensive class. So yeah, there's going to be some writing, and it culminates in a research paper. So let me go a little deeper on each of the threads. Sports and exercise psychology, a lot of this is conveyed through the textbook. We do the chapter review questions every week. We're going to read 12 chapters. You can organize into study teams, and I will actually have you presenting some of the chapters in groups. There will be, actually, I've doubled this. I think there'll be closer to 6 quizzes, so that there's sort of less pressure on each quiz, and we can spread it out a little. The personality assessment, we'll be doing that week 3, I think, of the class, ties in. But it also, you can see some of these things branch over into the career development. We'll be studying leadership strengths. We've got a lot of in-class learning based around, different videos, different theories. We'll be having dialogues in class. There'll be activities, games, debriefs. A lot of this will happen on the Zoom calls when we do our synchronous calls. The career development track, the second leg of our 3-legged stool, it really is not as strong a thread, certainly, as the sport and exercise psychology, and it starts with some of that intrapersonal side of the class, looking at what are your core beliefs, what might be a personal mission statement for you, and then we ripple that out into, from your core values, what is the career area of interest, and then how might you prepare your resume and write a cover letter and also apply for a job. And the capstone assignment there is what we call the job hunt, where you will go out and simulate applying for a job, including preparing a resume, although it can be a web-based portfolio. If you've got a resume going, I really love to encourage people to branch out. So third leg of the stool is the writing intensive or writing proficiency, and we'll be looking at things like this mind map, or I think the big thing here is APA writing format and learning that. We'll be working a little bit with Irene, our research librarian, on how to do information papers, how to do quality research. They'll be critiquing around writing mechanics. Pretty much for all of the assignments, you'll be getting feedback on the mechanics and your writing. And so please check back once you've handed things in and they've been reviewed, because there will be feedback for you. And so with APA, you'll be learning, how to make citations, do your cover letter references, and that gets layered in later in the course, but is certainly a big part of the focus academically, is getting you up to speed. It's not rocket science. We'll be very systematic. So that's a little overview from our mind map of the 3 legs of the stool and what this class is about. All right, folks. Well, I want to keep the videos close to 10 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this one up here. I'm not going to actually go over the syllabus in this video. We can do that in our online real-time class. So I'll see you then. See you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye now.